It is Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of the Kicking Out podcast. I'm Paul Zartman, joined by my co host this week, Austin Shepard, who's very thirsty.
I'm
Good
always
evening, Shep.
thirsty. Last
Yes.
week, my turds were above average,
This week, you're
which
thirsty.
which my turds are still above average. Let's just be honest. But no, I'm
Yeah.
thirsty. I joined the show late tonight. I had to rush through Dynamite. I didn't have as many cocktails as I'd like. I'm gonna have some more during this show. So if you see me just kind of dip out, just keep talking. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna make me another drink. Then I'll join back on and we'll keep on talking. And the good thing about the more I drink, the more I talk. So it's for all of
It's a
our
win-win.
loyal listeners, it's a win-win for you guys. Because
Yes.
I'm here for the people. I really am. I might be the new people's champ.
Oh, all right. All
Yeah.
right. Well,
The
at
other
least you're
pe-
not calling.
the other champ didn't show up tonight.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he was here, and then I don't know. I guess we took too long doing a quiz or something, and something happened. And hopefully the champ will be back next week. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. No comments because I don't want to get him in trouble. Well, I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time we made some comments, you got a text message the following day.
Well, I mean, it happens. It happens.
It does.
I get on a roll and things start flowing and filters get put down
and explicits get thrown, and
we're not going to try to get explicits tonight. We're gonna keep it PG-13 tonight.
oh, we're not going to be part of the explicit.
No. I mean, come on. We're clean, upstanding adults in society.
You said adults, and it made me laugh. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a good point. I fucked that up. Sorry.
Oh, 3 minutes in, and we are explicit. All right. I like it. See, that's how this works. We come on here. We have drinks because Shep's thirsty. Speaking of Shep,
yeah,
drinking the normal tonight.
I am drinking the normal. I probably should take off. Like I think I have LPGA golf in the background or something like that. I can't turn my TV off. There we go.
There it goes.
Oh yeah, no, we're actually we're drinking the normal night. I had a glass of wine beforehand with dinner. In the wintertime, I like to drink red wine. It's 14.5%, so that's why I like to drink red wine. But I've been having a little red wine with dinner of late. It's a nice little kickstart, nice little appetizer, a little boost.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just go into the almighty Kettle One.
Yeah.
Kettle One, you sons of bitches, start sending me some shit, some merch, some hats, some t-shirts. I'll wear it. Let's go. Of course, I gotta get Tanner. I gotta get Tanner you to start tagging them in our social media because I have no access to social media, which you don't want me to have access to social media because I suck at social media. So
do I. Don't worry.
Yeah, Tanner, start tagging them bastards.
Start making clips or reels or TikToks of Shep promoting Kettle One, and then
I've drank enough Kettle One on this podcast to at least get a free hat or a t-shirt.
You've drank enough Kettle One on this podcast to keep them in business for the last, however long you've been on this thing, and then longer.
That sounds really bad, Paul. That almost made me a little uncomfortable right there. I'm not gonna lie, but no, okay. I enjoy your product, you nice people of Kettle One. Don't make me switch to Good Boy Vodka because my idol, John Daly, is representing Good Boy Vodka. I'm giving you guys the benefit of the doubt. You take care of me, Kettle One. Or I'll switch to Good Boy Vodka whenever the damn thing is available in Indiana. So there you go. There's my pitch, Kettle One. Let's talk about some professional wrestling, Paul, and the corporate vodka assholes can talk about stuff later.
All right. So this week for Dynamite, we kick off for Winter is Coming. And first thing
No
see is
shit. It's December already. Anyways.
That's the name of the show.
I know, but it's like you need to do that in end of October, 1st of November, right?
Yeah.
When's the first official day of winter? It's like December 22nd.
8 days from now.
Yeah, December 22nd.
9 days from now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we kick off with Joe, who comes out to say that he said he was going to take care of MJF until World's End, so that he arrived in one piece. Last week, lights went out, came on, 4 people were around the ring, went off. We see a video package, or not a video package, but a video with MJF laid out backstage. He says he sees a certain beer bottle that a cowboy likes to drink. He could smell the stench of Stetson and disappointment. And he's basically getting you to think that Hangman is the one who is now behind the devil mask. Hangman comes out, basically tells him off, says, if you have something to say it to my face. Don't hint about it. Joe says, you came out here thinking I'm playing detective. Maybe I'm out here to be the executioner. And then we hear from the back of the building, Roderick Strong yelling, Samoa! He comes down to the ring, says Joe should listen to Paige. He is his young boy after all. Strong points out that Jay White got attacked. The Acclaimed got attacked. Last week, we didn't see MJF get attacked. Strong says it is obviously MJF. Paige pulls his arm, and that leads to them shoving as Paige opts to drop Strong with a punch to kickstart their match. Towards the end of their match, the Kingdom provide distractions. Despite that, stopping him at first, he fights off both men. He being Hangman, hitting a moonsault to the floor. This does allow Strong to block the buckshot lariat. However, Paige does connect with the Deadeye, getting the victory.
So do you want to talk about the iffy match, or do you want to talk about the devil stuff? Because I have theories on, I have my opinion on the iffy match, which we just saw, or we saw this to kick off the show. But the devil thing, I have a rabbit hole that turns into a crater, that turns into a planet, that turns into a universe. So where would you like to start?
Then let's start with the devil.
So,
yes.
The devil at this point, it needs to be somebody introduced to the AEW crowd that's not a letdown. They have done a really good job of building this guy up, okay? Don't disagree. But if you have MJF as a devil, letdown. If you have Samoa Joe as a devil, letdown. If you have the big one is Kyle O'Reilly, let down. You need to have a certain character that when they do reveal, and they need to reveal it soon, they need to reveal it before the end of the year. Okay? Yeah. Because it's the more it gets strung on, the more momentum, the more power it just takes down. Mm-hmm. You gotta reveal somebody that's gonna shock. Like when he pulls that mask off, everybody, like the crowd's gonna go, I told you so. No, you can't have that. You need to say, holy shit, that's who it was this whole time. Now it makes sense. So all right. This devil character, the longer it goes, I think the less gas, less momentum it's carrying into what's the pay-per-view we got coming the 30th? What's it called?
World's End.
World's End. Yeah. the world's going to end for the devil on the 30th, because if it goes past that, he might as well be on ROH.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how much momentum this dude's going to lose. And I mean, the way they've done it so far, I pretty much set on one guy.
Okay.
And then tonight we saw 4 henchmen and 1 devil, and then the devil was not the person I thought it was because of his size.
Okay.
So good on AEW's part for keeping me guessing, but this has to come to an end soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like it, but the longer they string it out, the worse it's going to hurt the actual devil, and it might hurt MJF in the long run as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, who are your thoughts on who it is then?
Initially, is Warlord. Okay.
Okay.
And he makes sense.
He does. I still think he's one of the henchmen, but
which if you think he was one of the henchmen, FTR makes sense as well as the old the Pinnacle coming back. Right?
Pinnacle. Yeah.
Pinnacle coming back, and then I don't know if you had Sean Spears as the devil, if that would have some type of reaction. We all know who Sean Spears is, but he doesn't have the take the breath away kind of reveal as I want it to be. Okay. I want this reveal to really knock you in the nuts.
All right.
You know, seriously, like you're going to be watching this, and you're going to look over to whoever you're watching AEW television with, and you're going to go, "Holy shit! Didn't see that coming." Tony Khan got one on me.
Oh, Punk. No, I'm kidding.
I'm afraid that's not going to happen, though. That's what I'm afraid of. I want the shock and awe moment. I just don't know if we're going to get it.
And I have a couple names I'd like it to be, but one at this point that I don't want it to be, and this is kind of a change for me, is Jack Perry. I could, if he's one of the henchmen, that's fine. But as the devil himself, I can't get behind that one.
Here's the only reason Jack Perry can't do that program. Jack Perry can't talk good enough to hang with MJF. MJF could carry somebody that is almost as good as talker as him. Okay, like MJF could help him along and make the program smooth and do that. From what we saw with Jack Perry towards the end there, Jack Perry struggles on the mic. When I say struggle, he's not as smooth on the mic. I don't want everybody to give me a bunch of shit by dogging on him. He struggles on the mic. He's not as fluid on the mic. He's got a lot to learn on the mic. So I hope it's not him.
And being suspended this long won't help him with that. You know, his in-ring ability could improve while he was gone, but to really improve on the microphone, you need to be in front of a crowd.
Correct. You need the reps.
Yep.
So I don't know. They've played it out this long. They've done enough angles where Tony Khan's done his due diligence and got us all thinking it could be 10 different people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I love that aspect of it. I don't love the aspect that they're going to draw it on this long and then we have a lackluster debut. That's what I'm worried about. Okay?
Yeah.
You put all this work into it and then, here's Kyle O'Reilly. Like, no offense to Kyle O'Reilly, but who gives a shit about Kyle O'Reilly? Right?
Yep.
You know, great worker in the ring, but to come back after MJF.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
between the two, Adam Cole would make more sense if
Adam
you were
Cole
going to go that route.
Yeah, Adam Cole's the only one that makes sense out of that group. So,
but I feel like,
and he might be out for another 2-3 months.
Yeah, so I feel like this started after the attack, or not the attack, the injury to Cole. He was already injured the first time we saw the devil, which is what made us all go, oh, it's a fake injury. He's the devil, and this is just storyline. But I don't think you can drag it out long enough to wait for him to come back. I think you'd lose a lot of steam at that point, and people would stop really caring who the devil was at that point. And we'd probably get to the point where we're going, come on, just tell us who it is already. We don't even care anymore.
Yeah. If you get to the point where you say you don't care anymore, then that's when you know it's time to end it, right?
Yep.
So anyways, the match between Roderick Strong and Hangman was okay. Outside interference with the Kingdom, yeah, you knew that was coming. Love that Taven grabbed the sign that said "Next Strong," put it up on the ring. I mean, all that stuff was good. Other than that, it was an okay match. Good way to kick off a show. Really no history between them, but whatever.
Nope.
Good seeing Hangman back on television. So, yeah. Next.
Andrade El Idolo taking on Brody King in a Blue League Continental Classic match. Andrade nails a split-legged moonsault. King is able to kick out of the pin. King nails a huge lariat that turns Andrade inside out, but that's not enough to get the job done, and neither is the following cannonball in the corner. King connects with a big forearm, but Andrade responds with a back elbow. The two men then head to the top turnbuckle. Andrade manages to DDT King onto an exposed turnbuckle in the corner. He follows it with another DDT inside the ring to pick up 3 points and the victory.
Great
match between these two.
A great match.
All right, yeah.
This was a pay-per-view quality match that we should have got, and on pay-per-view it would have been another 5 to 8 minutes. Tonight we had it really, really good and hard-hitting match. Both these guys, it's so athletic. They even made a comment about Andre when he was a luchador down in Mexico, how he was such a high flyer, and he still is. I mean, that dude is so athletic, and he's bigger than what he was when he first started in the business, and he carries that over. And then you're like, man, he's a big guy, he's athletic, and then you watch Brody just dance the way Brody does.
Yeah,
I would say with his footwork and hands, there's not one NFL team that would not want to make that dude an offensive lineman.
Exactly.
He is that coordinated and that smooth. And whether Brody played football, I don't know his background, whether he played football or not in college or whatever, I think that dude with 6 months of training could literally be on the NFL level of protecting somebody. That's how athletic he is, his size, his feet work, in his hands. So I watched this match it was the second match of the night. It was kind of quick. Then I got to watch it. I'm like, damn, this is good. And I'm not going to throw a spoiler out there because I hate spoilers because of all the dirt sheet maggots. could be somebody a wrestler of the night in my group here. So
all right.
Yeah.
I can't argue with anything you said there. I was gonna have something, but I mean you just had it all. So moving on. Backstage, Renee Paquette is with some of the Von Erich family. They get cut off by Orange Cassidy, who suggests teaming with them on Rampage. There we go. Quick segment. Nice to see the Von Erichs.
Did you listen to the Von Erichs interview on Busted Open today?
I did not. Today was a very hectic day for me.
Was it today? Yeah, it was today. No, maybe it was yesterday. I'm sorry.
I have not listened to any podcasts this week.
It was yesterday. I'm sorry. They were on Busted Open yesterday. A great interview with the Von Erichs, David LaGreca, and Bully Ray, to the point where Bully Ray says, I'm going to call Devon. We're coming out of retirement. I want to wrestle you guys. That's how much passion these Von Erichs have shown. I thought the segment tonight was a little short, a little hokey. The reason I say hokey is because you have Danhausen and Trent come in and say, wait a minute, we're your partner, Orange. And he says, I want somebody to have my back, which I thought was weird. The Von Erich says, we got your back. So, yeah, it's a good way to get them on television to promote the movie, because I think that's what we're doing here.
Yep.
Which was completely different than the interview on Busted Open, where these guys talked about scrubbing piss off the floor over in New Japan as young boys. Watching Bully Ray and Devon, just like these guys have true passion about the business because of who their grandfather was and who their uncles were.
Yeah.
I thought the segment tonight was a little hokey. Doesn't help them out a little bit, but I love that we're going to see them on Rampage on Friday, which obviously we're going to get that tape tonight. That's going on probably as we speak. And speaking of that, this is a rabbit hole in the middle of a segment, right? We're okay with that, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what we do here.
Who was the dumbass sitting camera hard to the right? To the right, that had an AEW After Dark with the Busted Open thing. Or he said, Busted Open After Dark after this episode. Like, look, Bully Ray's trying to copy us, right? We started this before Bully Ray went Busted Open After Dark on Wednesdays. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not my fault Bully Ray's an AEW mark, and he had to create his own show on Sirius XM. So, Bully Ray, you little bastard. Well, you're not little, dude. Let's be honest.
No.
Like, seriously, don't you come.
You're going to get our asses kicked.
I'd take a chop from Bully Ray, would you?
I'd take a chop from Bully Ray.
Yeah.
I've taken a chair shot from Congo Kong, so, you know.
Well, is that why you're a little loopy sometimes?
You know.
But that's okay. I don't know. Now we got signs in the front row trying to take listeners away from us. So we got to get some plants in the front row to have some, KOP signs that say, listen to KOP greater with the greater than signal over After Dark. Because Bully Ray's sitting in his house on an XM studio right now, just doing, I'm Bully Ray. I know more than you.
If he really wanted to do something, he could have just contacted us. I'm sure Tanner's uncle could have given him Tanner's contact info, and he could be joining us on KOP. He didn't have to go start his own.
That's good shit. Tanner's uncle. We got Christmas coming up, and that's going to be good shit, Paul.
It's probably where he's at. He's probably on his way to Stanford to hang out with Uncle Vinny.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think Tanner buys Uncle Vinny for Christmas?
Yeah.
Is he getting one of them fancy ties or?
A lot of the ties that you see Vince wear in January came from Tanner.
No.
He always wore it on TV just once, so Tanner knew that he at least wore it and made him happy.
See, the difference between that is for Tony Khan, there's only one gift to give him. The strongest.
Oh, not that one.
No, the strongest coffee we can find. Find the strongest coffee pod you can find and put in a Keurig, and Tony Khan's there. And it might not be strong. It might not be strong enough. It might not be strong enough in that Colombian stuff he gets. The stuff in Colombia. It's white. It's white. It's white. It's white.
We're not insinuating anything over here.
We're not sniffing around nothing.
Nope. We don't sniff around bushes. We go straight forward.
Are we still talking about Dynamite tonight?
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. We should get back on topic.
Sure. Up next, the Golden Jets return. Jericho says Big Bill and Ricky Starks pretty much dislocated his elbow. He spent 3 weeks thinking about what he'd say to them, and he calls them out. The tag champs oblige and says, as Starks asks the fans if they missed him, Starks says he has no problem with Kenny Omega, but Jericho sucks the life out of everything, and it makes him question Kenny. He wonders if Omega can trust someone like Jericho. Look what he's done to the people in the past. Big Bill points out what Jericho has done for Omega over the years and says he wouldn't be surprised if Jericho attacked him. Omega points out he doesn't trust Jericho, but he knows that. He then says the firm angle that Bill had in the past was more flaccid or something up his alleyway soft. Omega says...
Love that, by the way. Love that.
Yes. Omega says they were thinking about AEW World's End as the time they'd cash in their title shot. Stark says they'll accept, but before they get to that point, Stark says he hopes Jericho remembers January as he beat him then. He knows what Jericho is all about, and they are the best tag team there is as they're the champions without a name. Jericho suggests a few other names such as the Rick and the Dick and Big Billy Starks, which Starks pointed out didn't get over. Jericho says Starks is a better dressed, less charismatic version of Enzo Amore. Omega says at least Enzo would hype up Big Bill and not take the spotlight. Stark says they're sick of both of them, and he tells them to prove it if he thinks they've got better. My brain didn't want to brain there for a second.
I felt this was a really good segment. I love the smooth comment because that was always Big Bill's. I'm just going to call him Bill because I have a problem calling him Bill. That was always his little gig there in NXT. And even when they had the little small run on the main roster.
SAWFT.
Yeah.
Soft.
I liked it. And then I even liked it better when they brought Enzo up. Enzo's a turd. I'd love to watch his social media stuff, but he's still a turd. So anytime you can bring up him to tie in the story here was really good. And then I always remember when Big Bill and Enzo supposedly stormed the ring at that G1 ROH New Japan thing and at the Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Whether that was real or fake, I still don't know. I don't know if it was real or if it was a shoot or if it was work. Yeah. I remember Bully Ray was ringside for there and he was pissed. But then again, Billy Ray's a true professional and he could sell us on that, even though we just buried him in the last segment because of a stupid XM radio show tonight.
We love you.
No, we don't. No.
Bully Ray.
I got two words. I got 2 words for Billy Ray. Yeah, man. No, Bully
Guns
Ray's.
up.
Fuck the guns. Bully Ray's the GOAT, man. He really is. No, good segment.
Mhm.
The one part of the segment that I love is that Ricky Stark says, "Look, you guys don't trust each other, right?" And Kenny goes, "You're right. I don't trust this guy." And he's pointing at Jericho, and Jericho accepted it. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
That tied the whole segment together, and then they went. Then they got personal, and then we moved on. So
Yes. Speaking of moving on, the match that I'm sure you just went, oh, there was a match there. I blinked. Sorry, it was over so fast because there's a Riho versus Ruby Soho.
okay, well, this is when I do. You go ahead and read, okay, and then I go like this.
Pour your drink. Let's see here. Rio eventually gets on top, does hit a 619 before crossbody from the top turnbuckle, but it's not enough to get the victory. They then go back and forth with roll-ups until Soho hits a drop kick to gain control, connecting with no future, only for Riho to kick out. Soho then nails a back elbow. Rio instantly responds with several suplexes to showcase her power. Rio then runs in with a double knee strike, which keeps Soho down, and Rio picks up the victory. Now I got to sit here and wait for Shep to come back so that I can talk about the next segment, a video package airing with Wardlow. So we'll not a big Riho fan. Feel like they kind of dropped the ball on Soho. I think Shep kind of agrees with that. I think Tanner even agrees with that. I'm not speaking for both of them, but I do believe that's where we're at with that one. But yeah, not an exciting match. One that I caught myself looking at my phone a lot during this match because, again, don't care for Riho, and I think we should be doing something else with Soho, but that's just me. So yeah, I'm trying to keep talking because dead air, silence in a podcast never is good. So hopefully Shep's almost done making that drink here. Oh, sorry. Heard a noise. Thought he was back. Guess not. Hey, he is back as he's putting the headphones on. And Shep, I'm not going to say that I spoke for you, but I think we're on the same page here that they definitely dropped the ball with Soho and they need to do something different with her than what they're doing.
Because they made her look like Beetlejuice tonight?
Well, not even that. I just mean in general.
Oh, in general, yes.
She came in so hot, and then she's not won any of her championship matches. It's like she can't get the big matches down. She can't win those, and it just feels like they kind of just dropped the ball on her. And then there's Riho.
Yeah. Riho sucks. She's the shit stain of the earth. But here's my problem with Ruby. Let me rephrase this. This is not my problem with Ruby. It's my problem with how they're using her. If you remember when they brought her in real quick, and then she had that amazing, rephrase this, great buildup. I wouldn't say amazing feud. I was going to say amazing feud. She had a really big buildup in GCW when they sold at the Hammerstein Ballroom with Alley Catch. Remember that?
Yep.
The video packages were great. It just was great. And then Alley Catch did not go over. Ruby went over, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah, Ruby won that. So. Yeah. And then so that gave her even more momentum to come back to AEW. And then she just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She had a couple good matches, but
this Outcast thing killed her.
I really think they dropped the ball with her. and Saraya.
Yep.
Okay. Those two, I really think they've dropped the ball with. I think Ruby could be a really, really good everyday competitor, in and out, grinding on every show, just putting in really, really good matches, and we don't see it. Of course, we only see one women's match a night on Dynamite. We'll maybe get one on Collision as well.
And one on Rampage, so you get your 3 a week.
Maybe one on Rampage.
Yeah, that's hit or miss anymore.
It's hit or miss, but I don't know. I just think that our women's division is in the gutter. It really is, and it's not because of the women and their lack of talent. It's the way they're being presented. And you can call me out. It's the way they're being booked. Okay, it's the people in the backstage determining everything, and maybe they have too many irons in the fire because they're trying to have so many angles of so many professional wrestlers, male wrestlers going on that we just put the female talent in the back seat, in which that's kind of the way I feel AEW is right now. There's other promotions that really push them. I think Impact is really big on it. I think they do a great job with their women division. And WWE's not far behind that. There's some really, really talented females in AEW. I just think they need a little bit of guidance and a little bit of screen time. If they get above those, they could compete with Impact in Stanford right now. And you say I call it Stanford because to me it's still the WWF. So I'm just going to call it Stanford so we don't get sued by the World Wildlife Federation over in England or whatever the hell it is.
Foundation,
same thing. It's the same thing, right?
No, I think there's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah. They're a bunch of assholes, obviously. They took my childhood away from me. They made me like...
And nobody got the two confused. Like, I remember, I didn't know what the World Wildlife Foundation was until the Get the F Out campaign started. I'm not even going to lie.
I mean, come on, Paul. You didn't think about saving the snow leopards in Antarctica?
Or the pandas, or any of that stuff. I thought about saving those things, but I didn't know there was a whole foundation for it.
I mean, I didn't
get taught that in Manchester. What are you talking about?
Man, well, I started in Manchester and ended in Rochester.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't want these animals to die. I love animals, but dude, you took the F away from World Wrestling Federation. Like, what were you thinking?
In the arms of... Oh, wait, that's the other one.
Oh, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Anyways,
right.
that was an all-time rabbit hole, maybe right there.
Climbing out of this rabbit hole, we get a video package airing with Wardlow saying he has been preparing for war upon his return. It's no surprise he's left a path of mayhem behind him. Yeah. I think we've all three kind of mentioned this. They needed to keep Wardlow off the mic, not talking. Just have him go out, dominate, and leave every single week. Just a quick 30-second match. Boom, done. Out you go.
Which he's done for the most part. There's been a couple that's like the AR Fox match was a little bit longer, but he still squashed AR Fox. But.
Yes. Up next, more of the Continental Classic as we head to the Gold League for Roosh versus Jay Lethal. Inside the ring, Roosh attacks Lethal with a series of kicks before slamming Lethal to the mat. But as he places Lethal on the top turnbuckle, he fights him down with a series of chops and then hits the Lethal combination. He looks for a figure 4, but Roosh reverses with a pinfall attempt. He then sends Lethal into the corner and looks for the bull's horn. Lethal counters with a super kick. He aims for lethal injection, but gets caught in a sleeper hold, and that leads to him submitting. Roosh picking up another 3 points here.
I thought this was... I didn't predict this one. I thought that was a quick match for Lethal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that couldn't have gone, 5-6 minutes?
Yeah. What I read was almost the entire match.
I like Roosh in this tournament. I really do. But I feel like they're burying a couple people, and one of them is Jay Lethal.
Yes.
And if you notice at the end of the match, Jericho.
Roosh?
Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, and Dipshit with the pencil behind his ear come out and greet Lethal about halfway on the ramp.
Yeah.
And Karen Jarrett has her arm around him. They get up the ramp and he kind of shoves her arm away. Jeff's trying to console him, but you could tell he is upset. So I really hope this is a start to get Jay Lethal out of that faction, because I think Jay Lethal is a hell of an in-ring performer and hell of an athlete and can stand on his own. He does not need Jeff Jarrett and some Indian dude with a pencil behind his ear wearing Air Force Ones. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That guy could go up there with shit stain. So shocked that he tapped out so quickly. But at the end of the match, when I saw him push Karen Jarrett away and he didn't push Jeff Jarrett away, but basically was not listening to Jeff. Hopefully we get a little Jay Lethal on his own. I think that'd be great.
And maybe that is why they're burying him in this, because now he's going to question everything, because he was on such a winning streak and now he's losing. Is he looking back? And I think commentary mentioned this last week. Kind of without those guys, he hasn't been able to pick up a victory. So has he started to rely too much on them? So is this going to be, like you said, kind of the split from it? Is he going to, go back to the original Jay Lethal
and
on his own?
There's only one match for him left.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mark Briscoe. Briscoe's over as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to play this matchup as in, like, look, somebody's coming out with points. Somebody's going to get shut out. Somebody's not. They've given Mark Briscoe a lot more. How do you say it? They've pushed him a little bit more because of every match is a false finish with Mark, which I love. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have the whole crowd thinking, "Oh, Mark's going to pull this one out." Doesn't do it. Mark's going to pull this one out. Doesn't do it. So, kind of had the same feeling tonight, but either next week on Dynamite or Rampage or Collision, we're going to get those two because they're the only two left.
Yep. Speaking of Mark Briscoe and Jay White go 1-on-1 in another Gold League Continental Classic match. Where was I going to start reading from? We'll just go from right here. They exchange chops, with Briscoe then placing White onto the top turnbuckle. White elbows him back down, only for Briscoe to come back with a huge shot to the back of the head. Follows it by throwing White down to the mat, but White counters the Jay Driller with a dragon screw. White then hits a sleeper suplex as Briscoe fights back and aims for a froggy bow. White gets his knees up and then hits a Blade Runner and picks up the victory.
I kind of saw this one coming.
I did too.
I didn't think that Mark was going to go over Jay. Jay White. But I love that they gave him 2 false finishes in this match.
That hope again.
That hope again. They keep you on the edge. I think Mark has been great during this tournament.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though he hasn't won a match, he has performed well, and he's got us. The best thing about professional wrestling is when somebody ties you in, like you think you're invested. Like, I'm there. Like, this is going to affect me with the outcome of the match, which means those 2 gentlemen have done their job and have brought you in. And I think Mark does such a great job. We want Mark to win. We want all this stuff with Mark, and we just haven't got it yet, which I think it's coming. So
I do too.
Yeah.
But I think he's still struggling a little bit in his personal life. Saw something happen over the weekend. I guess Fox tweeted out something about Street Profits being dem boys, which we know the Briscoes aren't the only ones to use that phrase. Mark got a little upset over that.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he tweeted something at Triple H basically and at WWE. Day or two later, he went to social media to apologize for it. He said he just got very emotional seeing that. So he's still fighting through some stuff, and I think that's why he's kind of where he is on the card. Let's keep you active in the ring because it's what you love to do, but we don't want to put a whole lot of pressure on you. That way, if something happens and you need to take a couple weeks off or a month off or whatever, you have that option. Whereas if we put gold on you, you're kind of stuck here more than having that freedom. So you're looking this up.
I'm reading it. I'm reading it right now. He is not taking it down.
No, he is not. He apologized, but he did not take it down.
Yeah, it was a it wasn't an apology.
Well, no, it was here's why I did it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of accounts.
I've read the post. Again, he still has the post up where the WWE on Fox had posted them, and he said "Dim Boys," Street Profits with Bobby Lashley. I'll just read it. For real?
Yeah.
Question mark. This shit is hilarious. Triple H, whoever runs his Twitter, should be fired for the lack of knowledge, or they need the taste slapped out of their mouth for the lack of reverence. I get it. I get it, Mark. 100%. So then he goes back here a couple hours later. Oh, yeah. That's why I quit posting on Twitter. LOL. Just log back on. Wow. Some of y'all are wild. LOL. I just miss my brother. That's all. I get a little excuse me. I get a little in my feeling when I see the Fox post. Triple H, you ain't got to fire nobody. Time is tough. Love y'all. Take it light, people. Dim boys forever. So
yeah.
He came back and said, hey, that's okay. It's all right. I get a little fired up. I would be too if I was in his situation.
Yeah.
And I love that he doesn't take the stuff down.
No. A lot of people would have removed it and like, oh, I never did that. But he's just like, yep, I did it. It's me.
It's me. If you don't like me, then you don't like me. I get it. So yeah, I have completely no problem with that tweet. No problem with his response. Hopefully everybody in the executive boardroom can look past it and
I think so.
Not be a bunch of soft bitches nowadays. Sorry.
No. I think they're all
that's the
going to
world
look
we live
past
in.
it.
Let's be honest.
Bunch of snowflakes.
Hey, the world's tough, man. Put on a fucking helmet. All right. Sorry.
We licking some windows too?
Nah, we're not going there.
All right.
We're not going
All
there,
right.
Paul. I'm being nice tonight.
Oh, are you? Okay. All right. You never know with you, Shep. I never know. Because you don't know if you're being nice sometimes.
That's
But
true.
yeah,
I don't either.
I think that kind of shows he's still struggling a little bit. I mean, the Cowboys have been them boys for ever, and he doesn't get upset about that. But bringing another tag team into wrestling in a business, in a company they were never in, and then saying that, I get it. And again, WWE on Fox has no affiliation with the WWE. It's ran by Fox, I think. So
now the only thing is back in the day, when we're talking 2018 to 2019, maybe into 20, before the pandemic, my Fox affiliate, which would be your Fox affiliate, Sunday night at 11, we would get the ROH a television show.
Yeah.
Was it Sunday night at 11 or was it Friday night at 11?
I think it might have been both, honestly.
Okay. I had a DVR, so I watched it throughout the week, but I remember that, and I'm like, so when you say, the Fox people, and the Fox people carried ROH, they should know what them boys mean.
I agree.
So
I agree. I completely back Mark on this.
Yeah, I can sign a little bit after thinking about that, going, wait a minute. I watched ROH from 16 to 18, 19, whatever. I watched it was on my Fox affiliate at home at 11 o'clock on a Sunday night or a Friday night. So come on. You guys got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. So
yeah. But I completely back Mark. I saw a couple people on there who are like, because I went and read the comments, and some of them are like, well, you don't own the phrase. What about the Cowboys and this, that, and the other? And it's like, okay, he's not saying he owns the phrase. He never said, that's my phrase. He's saying everybody has called them boys for years out of respect for them. They never felt the need to try to trademark it or claim it as their own, because out of respect, no other company ever referred to anybody else on the roster as them boys, because they knew the Briscoes or had heard of Briscoes. So it was kind of tasteless, I guess.
No, I agree with you 100%.
So
and
I fully back Mark on this.
The best part is nobody from AEW or Warner Broadcasting, whatever, has come to him and said, hey, you got to take that down, because that happens.
Yeah, because I guess Mickey James posted about Mark saying this and kind of backed Mark, and I can't find this anywhere. It wasn't on her social media, but I read something on Facebook from a semi-reliable source. I won't say they were, super reliable, but they're semi-reliable. They normally get it half right, at least, most of the time.
Dude, I know Tanner's not here, but you don't have to bury him.
Oh, no. KOP's social media manager never gets anything right. He's like 3 weeks behind on all the gossip. I don't know what you're talking about. Jeez. But yeah, like her post about it is completely gone, unless she did it on a podcast with somebody somewhere or in an interview. I can't find anything about Mickey James talking about this. So
which would be correct because Nick Aldis, her husband, obviously an authority figure now on WWE. So unfortunately, shit rolls downhill. So if Mickey James, who independent contractor right now, free agent, wants to comment about that, that kind of brings in Nick Aldis, and all they gotta say is, "Hey, look, delete that tweet. We don't approve
or
of it,"
else.
or So
Yeah. All right, time for the main event as we get back on track here. Swerve Strickland.
We had a main event. I thought
Well,
we had a bunch of random rabbit holes we could talk about.
Well, we can talk about another rabbit hole
Okay.
after we talk about Swerve Strickland, John Moxley for the all-out lead in the Gold League for the Continental Classic. They both came into this at 9 points apiece. Somebody was leaving at 12 points apiece. And at the end of the match, Strickland hits the swerve stomp. Moxley kicks out. He tries to follow it with a JML driver, but Moxley immediately reverses, rolls up Strickland while holding the pants for an added advantage, picking up another 3 points, going up to 12 in the Gold League. Not how I saw this match going. Not even going to lie.
Ooh. I was the complete opposite than you. Thought it was a hard-hitting match. I still can't get over Mox wearing kick pads. What is this? Is this second or third week, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, it was a good match. That's not what I'm saying. I thought Swerve was winning this. I honestly had my money on Swerve winning this. Swerve going all the way and being in the finals for that American Triple Crown Championship or modern day triple, whatever we're calling it.
Well, is it the top 2 or top 3 advanced out of the pool play, right?
I think so, yeah.
So you're still gonna get Swerve because I think he'll be in the top 2 or he'll be the wild card or however they do it. So I don't think he's done yet. I don't think there's some other guys in this pool play that are done yet. I just think they're going to advance Mox and some of the guys just to, keep the storyline going. Because this is a professional wrestling tournament with no storylines. Like, we have no backstage talk. We know of outside interference, which I love. This is pure professional wrestling. So why not keep it going? Like, this was a highlight of the show, I feel like, tonight. Not to give my rating away, but I felt like we got minimal backstage segments. We got minimal in-ring talking, but we got some really, really good professional wrestling matches tonight that kept us entertained.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We did.
So,
yeah. So, and of course, after the main event, Adam Page is shown in the parking lot being attacked by 4 masked men. The Devil is then shown getting out of a car as he nods to his goons who powerbomb Page onto the car, smashing the windshield.
that is a cheap-ass
Paul
Mercedes,
White?
by the way. Cheap-ass Mercedes.
Yes.
Paul White was not the big guy. The big guy moved too smooth. Okay. Sorry.
I know. I was being a smart aleck because we just recently saw this happen to Paul White.
Yeah. The goons, I think they're changing week to week to keep us on our toes because of the size and facial features. Like, a 1 week, it looked like Dax Harwood could have been one of the guys. He might still be one of the guys, but it was just weird. So I like the Devil program right now. I really do. I think they could
Mm-hmm.
they could do really good things with it. And I love that they smashed him, Hangman, through a windshield today. It just makes your mind turn even more. Like, who the hell could this be? But which is great. They're doing their job. But this reveal has to be mind blowing, and I don't know if it will.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I agree.
We talked about it earlier. I don't know if it will be. So, I mean, it can't be. It can't be freaking Dolph Ziggler. It can't be Nemeth.
No.
I mean, yeah. Cardona right now. He's having all these loser leave town matches and all these independent promotions. He's won some. He's lost the majority of them. Like, it can't be Cardona. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
As much as I bitch about Tony Khan, like, oh my God, he's got me hooked right now on a storyline. Like, if you would have said Rampage will air at 3 a.m. Saturday morning because of such and such conflict, right now, I think my ass is going to wake up at 2:57 and watch Rampage at 3 a.m. because Tony Khan's doing an okay job telling this stuff right now because I want to know who the hell the devil is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I'm just rewatching the segment again, trying to pick up clues from like the henchmen of who they could be, and you can't really tell anything. Honestly, it's very hard to.
All the henchmen are over 5'2", so Tanner's out. Okay, just saying that.
Lifts and issues. I forgot the word for lifts for a second. That's why I kind of was like, yeah. No. So, yeah, I think we got good programming going on right now in AEW. That's just my opinion.
I think
I've seen worse, but I've seen better. So
I've been critical on most, but it's pretty good right now.
Yeah. With that, what's your rating for tonight, Shep?
I felt like tonight was a great professional wrestling show. We did not get any of these backstage segments that drag us down. I really enjoyed tonight's show. I really did. I'm going 8-3.
Holy crap.
Yeah. It was.
I can't recall you being in the 8s very often.
Very often. And we did not have an MJF sighting tonight.
Yeah.
We didn't have Darby. We didn't have Sting. Like, literally, it was.
We didn't have Ed Copeland.
I thoroughly appreciated the show tonight that we had very minimal backstage interviews. And the in-ring work was really, really good tonight. So, that's why I got the high rating, 8-3.
All right. Well, you're the high man this week because I'm at an 8-1. So maybe Tanner will beat us out and be a little higher. We'll have to wait and find out tomorrow from him. But yeah, I think it was a good show. So you alluded to several different names throughout the podcast tonight over the last hour. But who is your wrestler of the night?
Well, that's the reason I had an 8-3 because there was many wrestlers that really, really did a great job.
Yeah, this is one of those. I think every match but one I could pick somebody from.
And I'm going to Andrade tonight. Andrade was spectacular.
He was
spectacular. So
I'm not even the biggest Andrade fan, but man, he delivered tonight.
I'm just saying, with the signs on the Jumbotron, him being the son-in-law, all I gotta say is, woo!
Your mic cut out as you did that, so nobody heard anything past the woo.
It was the Ric Flair.
You got loud.
Ric Flair was the energy drink sponsor tonight, so
woo! Energy.
Andrade's doing a really, really good job. Keeping the family name on his side, and then if he's got to hold up Flair's court, man, he's got he's got another thing coming, but I thought he was amazing tonight.
He was. And man, I'm right there with you on Andrade. But tonight, I think I'm going to go Roosh.
That was a really close second for me.
And then my third pick would have been Brody King, because, I mean, like you said, the man can do just about anything in the ring. But Roosh, for me, was very impressive tonight. I'm still trying to get on the Roosh train. I don't know what they want to do with him. I don't think they know what to do with him. But his showing in the Continental Classic has definitely been very well done.
Yeah, and he's so good in the ring. He really is.
Yeah.
Even tonight, he had that left leg typed, really high, but didn't affect the way he moved. Didn't affect his charisma. Really like this guy a lot.
And that's me picking him this week is especially amazing since I was blowing him so much shit last week for his getting up immediately after being choked out. So that tells you he did good.
That's true. He listened to you, Paul.
Yeah, he did. He listens to KOP every week, and he went, "Oh, I got to prove that Paul guy wrong."
That's okay. That's okay. We can prove Paul wrong.
We can. Everybody can prove Paul wrong.
Sure.
If you go to kickingoutshop.com, you can buy a t-shirt that says Paul 319.
317.
I think you're 317. I don't know.
Okay.
I might be 318. I might be 319. I don't remember. I think we went in reverse order from age, so I might be 18, but I'm just here to be wrong. That's what the shirt says. You can go get it at kickingoutshop.com.
What's the shipping code?
Yeah, I don't know. That's Tanner's thing.
Oh,
I don't
Tanner
think it's still going
up
anymore.
I thought it was going through the end of this week.
You know what? We're gonna go to kickingoutshop.com right now.
If you order so many things, Paul will cook you dinner. How about that?
It's Paul 318. Hey, and the Tanner 319 shirt's up there, and it says Tanner 319. That's good stuff, pal.
That's because his uncle over in Stanford. He's got to be nice to it.
Yeah, you can get Shep 317, make it a double. Paul 318. I'm just here to be wrong, or Tanner 319. That's good stuff, pal. Available in a wide range of colors and sizes. Or at least sizes, not colors. My bad. It's only in black. For a guy who complains that all the pro wrestling tees are in black, he makes everything in black.
A lot of pro wrestling tees are in black.
Yes. I am not seeing a promo code pop up here, so it may be done already. So
Tanner will bring it back. He told me he was going to bring a promo code all the way to Christmas. So
okay,
it's coming back. You wait a day or two, then come in there and everybody order them hoodies, them flat bills.
Those t-shirts, get the dude some pants. If I had the pencil 5-star KOP, you can.
I noticed that Knox and I did not have new pants on. They were the old school. He traveled with them back in the 90s in Canada. So
yes.
Get that damn guy some pants. That's all I gotta say.
No. Here it is, Shep. Kickingoutshop.com. Look at that, Tanner. That's good stuff, pal.
That's good stuff, pal.
There's the Paul 318. I'm just here to be wrong. We got the Shep 317. Make it a double.
Hell yeah, make it a double.
That works if you're going to the bar. Somebody says, "What do you want to drink?" You got your Shep 317 shirt on. You just turn around and point at the back of your shirt.
Double.
Yep.
Yeah. What a brilliant idea.
You can get your Property of KOP shirt, your Raw is War style Kicking Out podcast shirt. You can get all sorts of stuff. There's that pint glass. You gonna buy that pint glass anytime soon?
Yeah, I don't drink a lot of beer.
Yeah.
What am I putting in the pint glass? Well, maybe some kettle. Kettle, you start sending me some shit, I'll drink out of the pint glass for KOP.
All right.
How about
Get
that?
yourself a beanie if you're a beanie guy. There's that rabbit hole. Look at that.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna let that one go. Let's look
Beanie
at
rabbit holes.
what else we got. What else we got for sale over here?
We got a "What Are We Drinking" KOP shirt.
I got
in
one of
honor
those.
Shep.
I got one of those.
You can get your New World Order style coffee mug that says KOP in black or in white. Your NWO style KOP hoodies, both in black and white, and red t-shirts, black t-shirts. There's that 5-star KOP, because that's what we are. You get the dude some pants. If I had the pencil,
Get that dude some pants.
When I wear if I had the pencil shirt, more people ask me about that than any other shirt I've worn, whether it be my 5-star KOP, the rabbit holes, doesn't matter. If I had the pencil, somebody will ask me about it. Very interesting. Got another, going down another rabbit hole t-shirt there. You got your tank top, if you're a tank top kind of guy, which I'm too big for tank tops.
Yeah, I'm too fat for sure.
And then just a t-shirt, another hoodie, just a regular sweatshirt, zip up if you're a zip up hoodie type of guy or gal. Another regular coffee mug, which I have. I drink out of this every weekend. This is my go-to coffee mug. And then just a long sleeve shirt there. And we got more too. See, look at that. All sorts of stuff. So
that looks good.
Yeah.
Love the long sleeve shirts.
Good pricing. I mean, it's fantastic. Go check out kickingOutshop.com. Kicking Out Podcast, established in 2021, and you can get yourself some merch at kickingOutshop.com. I think that's all I got for that one. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's probably going to wrap it up tonight.
All right, so let's hit this button right here, shall we? And let's say, be sure to follow the Kicking Out Podcast on all social media at Kicking Out Pod. Be sure to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast wherever it is you listen to your podcast, Apple Podcasts. Leave us that 5-star review. Listen on Spotify. Check us out on YouTube. And be sure to follow the champion who doesn't show up, Tanner Lee, at Tanner Lee 92. Follow the Shep.
90% of the time he didn't show up.
Yeah. Follow the Shep at Austin 27, right? Is that what it is?
The Shep 27.
The Shep 27. That's what it was. I forgot what it was for a second. Yeah. And be sure to follow myself at Paul Zartman 921. And with that, for Austin Shepard, I'm Paul Zartman. Join us again next week as we kick out yet another podcast.